About to pull a Napoleon Dynamite. I can't even talk. It's so fucking hot. I can't even talk right now. I haven't been in this heat since I've left Arizona in college. When I drink good water, when I'm really thirsty, it makes me sing. It makes me holler, holler. So they're called spring lambs. See? Ew. Ew. Bro, are these my spirit animals? Are these your spirit animals? Do you be living on the edge within a few hours of birth? My hand is shaking, so I'm gonna go in my car and get some air conditioning. None of this is flattering for me. God damn it. Okay, well, if anybody, you know why I like to go to mountains? Because there's nobody fucking here. And I realized LA is filled with too many goddamn people. And I knew that because the Bay Area is as well. Oh, okay. Well, let me give you something productive to think about. So last night, I think I posted about it today possibly, but I was thinking about empowerment, and I was thinking, how did I become empowered? Because sometimes people ask me how I became confident, and I haven't really stopped to think about it enough to realize that I have become really confident. But basically over the last couple years, I just learned to not give a fuck. And you know, that's the short answer, but honestly, it takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of affirmations, and there's somebody coming, and they're like, why is she talking to herself? And I'm like, I'm not talking to myself. Hi. You say hi so they don't think you're a murderer, and so that you know they're not gonna murder you. You always say hi to strangers when you're in strange lands, okay? That's my advice. Anyways, empowerment. I was saying, you know, the short answer is confidence. The short answer is just not giving a fuck, because truly, if you're about to jump off a fucking cliff, or you're about to skydive, or if you're about to jump off a high dive, there's a point of fear that you feel. Let me see if I said that right. There's an amount of fear you feel, but then it comes to a point to where you have to make a decision. Do I want to let it stop me from doing this amazing fun thing, or not? And then also there's the thing where it's like, oh, what if it's not how I thought? And what the fuck? Whatever the fuck, because life is short. So then you get to that point in your journey of confidence, where everything just becomes like, what the fuck, with the actual fuck, because you start seeing people die along your journey, people that you loved, and that changes you. So empowerment, I was reflecting upon empowerment last night, and I was thinking, how did I become empowered? Because on one hand, I know I mentioned this in my podcast, where I was talking about empowerment being a state of realizing you are disempowered and figuring out why. So that's the first step of becoming empowered, is realizing you're only empowered because you were disempowered for some time. And why were you disempowered? In what ways? And then for me, empowerment exists in the realm of not being perceived as good or bad, because along my journey I've been perceived as good and bad, and still have most of you, because it's impossible to be good in the eyes of everybody, because everybody grows up with a different reality. And my hand is shaking. No, it's not because of my thumb, it's because my arm is tired. With my driving arm, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So empowerment exists within the realms of good and evil. And I realized this for myself. That's how I stay empowered, is realizing that and not judging myself. And that was something that I get in the habit of doing, just because I grew up as a perfectionist, as an athlete that wanted to keep winning and winning and winning to get where I need to go. to make my coaches proud, to make my parent proud, to make my team proud, to win games. And that was drilled into my mind for about 13 years of my life. So that getting out of that mentality of winning, you kind of have to figure out, okay, who am I without this drive to win all the time? Because that is very unhealthy. And we win by just being ourselves, by just living. We're just here to live because we're gonna die one day. And with everything going on, it's no more serious than now to kind of wake up to this and take the time to reflect on who you are, who you want to be, and how you want to live your life. Because that's all that matters. That's all that matters. So empowerment for me is staying in between what is perceived as good and evil. Now, that doesn't mean I go out and I'm like, oh, I hate you, I'm gonna treat you bad. I don't do that. I mean it in a sense of light and darkness, how people like to have that dichotomy, that polarity. I'm a poet, so I tend to write a lot of my stuff, a lot of my poems in a state of sincere sadness, depression, anger, frustration at the world, at myself, at life, at death, at everything. And those emotions are perceived as bad by a lot of people, and that I need to escape it. But I don't escape it. I dive into it, and I try to figure it out and unravel it, and then write about it. And that often comes out in my poetry, which is why I'm a gothic poet. Also satirical, but whatever. My voice is getting weird because I'm thirsty. I know you heard my voice just shake right there. I'm about to watch this later, and I'm about to be like, what the fuck is happening? You know, when you get this hot, when it's this hot outside, I just start to get weird. It's like when I'm really hungry, and I just start to get really fucking weird. And I apologize profusely. Okay. There's nobody out here to judge me, and if they are, they're watching from a cycle window. Is that a turtle? No, that's not a turtle. So yeah, finding empowerment is what was on my mind last night. I posted about it today shortly. Now, my way of finding empowerment is different from your way of finding empowerment, different from anybody's way. This is just one perception, and I wish our world could see that we all are capable of our own perceptions and perspectives, and agree upon a I want to say a list, but like, why can't we agree upon avenues of morality that exist in all cultures and all religions and spiritualities? Things like do not kill people. Like, that could be relayed to all cultures and all religions. Do not steal. Stuff like that. I know those are fucking commandments, but those exist outside of the Bible. And in fact, don't even get me started on the Bible and how the Bible is written and based off of fucking pagan beliefs, but nobody likes to hear about that. Because, and I'm not here to make anybody feel bad about what they want or choose to believe in. If you're an adult and you choose to believe in religion and the Bible, that's your choice, and you have every single goddamn right to, I apologize, that was blasphemy, but you have every choice to believe in what you want to believe in. And I'm not here to take that away from you. I'm not here to challenge you, and no one should be. Our government should not be there to take away our right to believe in what we want to believe, to love who we want to love, to decide what we want to decide for our bodies, how we want to spend our money, how we want to save our money. They're controlling everything that we do in ways that we can't even see. But I don't think that's going to last for very much longer, because people are fucking waking up to shit. They just fucking announced UFOs in the middle of a fucking pandemic, and the world's just like, whatever, dude. It is what it is. You're trying to stay alive. Now, if they had said that aliens were real instead of UFOs, and they had said aliens, I wonder how that would be. And if they had said something like, oh, the aliens are stopping at our planet, would that have made a difference? Now, I have to go look at that article again to see exactly what they said, but all I've seen was that UFOs were confirmed and nobody really gave a fuck. So yeah. And you gotta also look at the ways the government, at the ways these leaders try to keep us distracted. And it's not just, it's food, culture, society, programming, school. And the only way to get out of that is to realize that you're a singular being and a collective of beings who can think for themselves and decide for themselves. And we know when we're hurt, we know when we're hungry, we know when we're sad or when we're happy. We're just always told to look at somebody else, at an expert, for answers to our own bodies. I just think it's crazy. I just think it's so crazy that I don't know the ligament that's right, or whatever, the muscle, what is it called? Like everything in my whole body. I think it's crazy that I don't know these things, and I know I'm not a doctor. I didn't go into biology, whatever, and I could have, but it's like we're completely taught to just pick one thing. Well, if you're following this, congratulations. You just surpassed my ramble. I'm gonna actually go to Target so I can pee and get something cold to drink, and then probably drive back. I'll check traffic though. It's really kind of peaceful out here. It's like night. It's very quiet. I mean, I guess I can see why people would come out here now. It's just in the middle of a desert. And it's hot. Anyways, thank you for watching my ramble, and stay tuned.